The Roaring Twenties was a decade of peace and prosperity in the United States.
Installment plans were created to make buying high-priced items more affordable. Instead of shelling out $100 for a new washing machine, consumers would put $5 down and pay $8 a month. The dangers of debt and high interest rates didn't enter the minds of most Americans, and shopping raged throughout the decade. Advertising became part of the fabric of American culture as ads dominated newspapers and magazines. Sex appeal, social snobbery, outrageous claims, and fabricated scientific studies convinced consumers to buy more.
With massive corporate growth, high employment, and a post-war bull market on Wall Street, first-time American investors went on a stock market buying spree.
One wanted a piece of this prosperity. People bought stock on margin or credit for as little as 10% down. They then used the stock as collateral to borrow more money to buy more stock. Then they did it again. The market was a free-for-all with no regulations of any kind.
The party ended on October 29, 1929, when the stock market crashed and caught everyone off guard, everyone except the banksters. J.P. Morgan and Kuhn & Loeb sent advance warnings to their group of insiders. These Federal Reserve pirates caused the crash by printing a whopping 62% inflation rate, then raising interest rates to an alarming 6%. While the Rothschilds, Warburgs, and other Federal Reserve pirates escaped the fallout, outsiders lost everything, some of them leaping to their death from office towers. 30 of the 80 billion that industrial stocks had been worth vanished into thin air, but thin air was just another name for the international banksters. Following the crash, the Great Depression put 1/3 of the U.S. workforce out of work. The bankster-owned banks foreclosed on property and took possession of people's homes and farms. When panicked citizens lined up at banks to withdraw their hard-earned savings, the banksters gave them only 10 cents on the dollar. Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow decided to do something about it. Homeless and desperate, many Americans set up tent cities and rode the rails looking for work.
I went walking that riven-up highway. I saw above me an endless skyway. Saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. A paradise to live in or see. But believe it or not, you won't find it so hot if you ain't got the do-re-mi.
We don't want to overlook the fact that this country was on the brink of hell. We were looking and searching for anything to get us out of this mess. Communism looked very, very attractive to people. We're going to share everything. You're not going to have to worry about being out of a job. We're going to be one great big happy family. There was a lot of baloney. You weren't, but that we believed it.
Either on the trains or in jungles, you do get to talking about what this means in a broader sense, the social struggle. Why does it have to be this way when the goddamn guys on Wall Street all got millions of dollars? And I can remember being aware of the difference between the working class and the ruling class in this society, to put it in the terms that I use today.
The boys coming chanting and the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me.
Congressman Louis McFadden, chairman of the House Banking Committee, claimed the crash was planned by the international bankers who sought to become rulers of us all. In his famous 1932 congressional address, he said, "Mr. Chairman, we have in this country one of the most corrupt institutions the world has ever known. I refer to the Federal Reserve Board and the Federal Reserve Banks. The Federal Reserve Board has cheated the people of the United States out of enough money to pay the national debt 3 times over. This evil institution has impoverished and ruined the people of the United States through the defects of the law which it operates and through the corrupt practices of the moneyed vultures who control it. Some people think the Federal Reserve banks are government institutions. They are not government institutions. They are private credit monopolies which prey upon the people of the United States for the benefit of themselves. Following a series of death threats, McFadden died from food poisoning, followed by a heart attack under suspicious circumstances.